All right. So, sorry for that interruption. So, like we were saying, we are trying to create, and I hope you can hear me, please. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me? Please, can I find out from at least one person if you can hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Okay. I think you
Yes,
can hear
sir.
me.
Yes, yes.
All right. So, we are trying to revise on the last topic, which is the VBA sub procedure and VBA function procedure. And like I told us before, all these basic things will be required when we start going complex. And that is why I'm trying to ensure that we understand them. So we're trying to verify how sub procedures are declared, how we can use sub procedure to program a task that we can probably attach to a button that as soon as the user click on a button in a cell, this particular task we are programming here, we react. That is what we are doing. Now, here we declare the opening of the sub, and then here is the name of the sub. And then, of course, here is the closing section of the sub. So in between the opening and the closing, we have the tax, which is the VBA statement. Now, remember that even from Python, we talk about string and number under data type. So what I want to output, the tax I want to program is welcome to Digital Z Hub. So that is a string. Because it is a string, I have to what? Wrap it in a string what? Notation, which is what? Either the single quote or the double word quote. So I can say, welcome to Digitech Z Hub. Then I have to also end it. So after this, then we have to also close the function, the task bracket. Now, remember that in that class, I told us that you have just created a task. Now, for us to see the action of the task, we have to click on what? Run. So if I click on run and I select what? Run this, you see that what? It outputs the VBA list, the macro list, and the name. So which means that if I click on run, so we are trying to run it and we got this error. And this error says that sub or function what? Not defined. So for us to rectify this, as soon as we click, you can see what is pointing to, that is where the error is. But before that, let's check the way our task is named. So remember the other time we are having this issue, I think, with one of the systems. So you can just try and run the same thing over there for me to see if the error is from here. Please, can we execute this code and run it? Let me get a feedback on what you are getting as well, because I know I was having issue with one of my system. I don't think whether it's this very one. Please, can we implement it and let me get a feedback what you are getting? We have the code with us. We have executed all these things last time, so I was only trying to do revision. So let's try it and let's see what you get over there. Me. So we're making a slant mistake. So this is like a function which must be written like this. So we are not adding the G. We are not adding the G. So I just type MS boss. So if I run it now, it's giving us the output. Please let's take note of that we must always write it like this. This is just like alert box, an inbuilt function that must follow this particular syntax. So like I wanted to show us is that you see that as we are outputting it here, the result is given to us in a cell because we are expected to write our code there, and then the outcome are expected to be displayed in a cell. That is the reason why we say that Excel VBA is a programming language which is used to build tasks or write function in a cell. So which means that this particular end should represent a back end where you develop the functions and the function can be called upon in a cell. So if I go back to my Excel interface, for example, and I want to instruct users that are here that I have programmed a particular task, and for them to see that task, I am providing a button because they will not know how to navigate here. They don't even know how to come here and trigger it by clicking here. So what you are supposed to do is to create a button. So I can just come here and just direct them that maybe here, click the button below, click the button below to see the message. So let's assume you have guided them by putting this. And this is where you want to add a button. Remember what I am teaching us now is a new topic, which is how you can attach your VBA task or function to a button right in Excel. So you have to go and create the button. You go to Insert.
Hello, sir.
Okay, sir.
Sorry, can you repeat? Can you?
Sorry, the weather, I think the weather is so hot that networks are not favorable this is clearly there. Okay, sir, you were saying something. Sorry. Mr. Joseph, you were saying something. Mr. Joseph, you were saying something, please. If you can hear me, Mr. Joseph, you were saying something. Maybe you cannot hear me yet. Mr. Joseph, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you now.
You're trying to switch from one network to another. I believe MTS should be okay now. Okay, so you were saying something, sir. Please go ahead.
You were explaining putting a button or one thing.
Yeah.
Then your voice was cracking. I
Okay,
wasn't hearing
okay,
you properly.
okay, okay.
And secondly, is there a way to save this module?
Okay. To save the module, right? The
So
voice
that
it.
yes. That's the question.
Yes, yes. We've talked about saving the module. Let me just take the saving aspect first before I re-explain the button we're trying to create. Now, saving module, you have to save the module here like this in Excel sheets. that is VBA enabled. If you remember one of those classes, talk about the particular sheets where you are attaching these VBA tags or functions need to be saved as VBA enabled. So if you go to save as and you choose where you want to save it. So let's assume I want to save it in documents, and then you come to this section. You see the format is still showing Excel worksheet. So you have to change it. But let me give it a name first. So let's say practice. Let's say practice. It's like I've used practice before. Okay, not here. Okay, practice. Let me just to make it different. Now you change this to this Excel macro enable sheet, and then you save. So with this, that sheet is already saved. Whenever you open this sheet and you switch to the VBA, you are going to find all the functions that are programmed on the sheet. I hope that one is clear for sir, before I take the next one.
Yes, yes, it's clear. But you know, what I'm asking is because here now I'm seeing
Okay, let
modules,
me
then
go
I'm
to
seeing modules one. So is it possible to have as many modules in one
yes,
Excel
perfect,
work?
perfect, yes,
So
yes.
how do I differentiate the
Good.
modules?
Now, the way is a good question. What you do is that you see that once you are on this module, the module name is showing here. So you can now what? Be deleting this and putting a more descriptive name. If I add another module, now it will be module 2. But if I don't want to differentiate them with module 1, module 2, I can click on that module, make sure that the name is showing here, then edit it. I hope that is clear, sir.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So now let's you requested I should just recap what I wanted to achieve. Now, what we wanted to achieve is that we are considering that this particular task that we are creating, they are not for us, the experts, to manage. Probably you are consulted to what to program this. And you know fully well that they will not have access to this place. So this is just like a back end. Just like all the functions you are accessing in Excel, when you want to add two number, you type what equals to an SUM, and then it brings out all this. All these functions you are seeing, they were created in what VBA, that place that we are. But prior now, you don't have access there, but you have been using them. So for that reason, we wanted to help the users. Let's say we have programmed a task. It could be your sales inventory, where you create a button to view your balance or to view certain list of customers that you have programmed a particular task on. So what I wanted to do, or what I was doing, is that I needed to give them this information to know that, oh, there is a button under that they have to click on to see the message, welcome to Digital Z Hub. So I first of all type this just to guide them, and then I wanted to create the button. And I said to create the button, you go to insert, because I want to use a shape to form the button. So from my insert, I go to what? Shape. Then I'll choose any of this shape. I can choose to use this. And then once you create it, so I can just click and drag to create the button. If you like, you can decorate the button. I don't want to go into that, designing the button and all of that. So I will now double click on this button to write, let's say what, the tax is what. In fact, that click below or click me to see my message. We can even use the button itself to describe the tax. So I can just say what, click me to see the message. Click me to see the message. So let's assume that is the button, and then I may not need this particular information anymore. Now, how do we now attach the VBA to this button? That task, that sub that we created, that is outputting alert message. How do we attach it here? So we will simply click on it, we simply click on it, right click on it, and then select what? Assign macro. Assign macro. And then it will display the list of macro that you will have created. So you select, okay, this is the one you are assigning to it, and then click OK. So after saving, the next time you click on this, it will output what? That message that you created in VBA. So let me give us 5 minutes to achieve these stats before we also reverse on function before we go into variable. Five minutes. If you don't mind, Mr. Joseph, you can share your screen, or Mrs. Oyikosi, you can share your screen. So let me just keep myself busy with your screen. Please, any of you can share. Who is sharing? Please, I'm waiting.
So you can
All right, all right.
let me using. I didn't.
Oh, I didn't hear what you said. Or you muted back.
Sir, I should share mine.
Yes, anybody should share. Just to know what is happening over there.
Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm with you.
So, the first work I typed, I cannot locate it again.
Why can't you just open a new?
That one that
Why can't you open a new Excel sheet, save it as VBA enable, and then you start the process? Because most of these things that you have here, I think these are some of the tasks we performed last time, right?
yes.
So that we can just focus on what you are learning today. Just create a new sheet, just open a new Excel, and then use it to perform. Mr. Joseph, if your own is ready before her, please let me know, so I can just flash to your screen and see what you have done.
Good morning, Uncle. Well done.
Yes, ma, I'm the uncle. What is happening? Mr. Joseph, no, you were saying something. I didn't hear you before you muted back. Are you working?
No. I said the laptop I'm using to practice. I'm using. Let
Oh,
me log in to the meeting with it. I didn't.
okay. I didn't get that before. All right, so I'm waiting before we proceed. Want us to perfect that task before we proceed. I think Mr. Joseph, yeah, okay, good. You are coming up now. Mrs. Oyikosi, hope you are working.
Okay.
Okay, good. I can see your
So
screen.
this
Okay.
was the so to where am I? Okay. So all right. I go to okay, so this was the message, right?
Yes.
So that's welcome to BVA class.
Yeah.
So when I run it,
Yeah.
it now outputted
Excel.
in the Excel link. So and I send me the message. Okay, sorry, let me go back to the Excel sheet. I see. Okay, good.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
I think this is how far I've gone. So, but I know there was a place you click to get this box. Then after I click to link it to the
So what you do now is that you right click on it, right click on it, right click on that particular item. Just right click. Let me see what you get. Now click on assign macro. Can you find assign macro as one of the options? You can't find.
no.
Okay, now that is normal text. Can you create a shape and write on top of that shape? It's like you wrote the text directly in the
Okay.
cell. Click on insert. Then just draw a shape. Just draw a shape. Just click on the illustration. Good. Just pick any shape and write on top. Then let's see if you'll be able to see that. Just click and drag to open it up. Okay. Mrs. Oyekos, I hope you are doing something there. You are going to answer uncle.
No, I'm in school. I have opened a new page, but when he's done,
Okay.
put me through.
Okay. So we will appreciate if you can make it bigger a little bit, increase the word. Just go back to, okay, anyway, we can see it. Oh yeah, right click on it again. Right click. No, select the shape. Click outside first. Click outside. Good. Oh yeah, select the shape, not inside with the cursor. The edge, you are selecting it as an object. Good. Now, not the edge here, not this edge. That's not what I was referring to. The selection is okay. I don't want to see the cursor blinking. That's what I want. Just good. Now, oh yeah, right click on it. Oh, right click.
Yes. Sorry.
Oh, I understand. Just no, don't go toward that edge so that it doesn't do as good. Just give some space. Oh yeah, right click. Right click. Oh, is your mouse. I understand what is happening there. Just try and get it. You should be able to see assign.
Okay, I can see assign macro
Good,
now.
good. Or you click on assign macro, you see the list of your available macro. Good. You know the one that's carried that tax. I think it's welcome under your list. Yes, click on it.
Mm.
Then click on it. Then click OK. Click OK. Then Control S, and then tap it now. Just step out and type it. You should be able to see something like this, like hand symbol. Can you go back and click
Okay.
outside first. Click outside first. Just hover on it now. Hover on it. Hover on it. Good. Perfect. Oh, yeah, click. Let's see. Click. All right. So that is how we are going to be attaching our macro to different buttons. Because when we get to where we want to do maybe like want to program macro or VBA on our dashboards. So there are some buttons that we must have gone there to create some functions that will probably sum up the values in one column, deduct it from another column, then display the answer. So all of those things, this is how we'll be creating different buttons. Mr. Joseph, so please, you can stop sharing. Let's quickly go and see what Mrs. Ikosi have done. So share your screen, man. Quickly. Mr. Joseph, what time are you expected to go for? I don't know if the program have changed.
What?
Your program, has it changed? I know the other time you said you are supposed to go out for work within 11:30 or thereabouts. I don't know whether the shift have changed, that you have time.
Yeah, I'm on. I am off for
Okay.
today. Yeah.
All right. So that I won't rush. Let me take it gradually. So, Mrs. Oikosi, where are you now?
Okay,
I
you have
just
not
created a new page. I've not.
good. You have not created your macro, your tax.
I lost the other one. I deleted it and started afresh.
Oh yeah, start now. Start writing your code in the macro, the VBA section, because I've seen the cell and the VBA interface. So just write your sub, your procedure name, just like what we did now. You have the code with you, right? You have the code. If you don't have the code, let me share my screen so that when you are done writing, you let us know so that we can move on.
Okay.
Once you are done writing, then you let us know. And we'll just come back and check. So this is what you are writing. Just write just this simple code. Oh yeah, quickly. Once you are done writing it, then you go to Excel, then we can come on your screen now to show you how we can attach the tags to a button. Hello, sorry. I don't know if you were saying something. I was not here before.
I'm done writing.
Okay. So let me come back to your screen now. Okay, you are.
Should I run it?
Yes, run it here. Let's confirm it before we go for the button. Let's see if we are getting the outputs expected. Okay, I understand this your VBA that does not have your interface is different from our. I don't know why.
That is the problem.
Which button do you normally use? I think by now you should have known the button. So you can press F5. Press F5 on your keyboard. Press F5, F5, F and 5. That is the function. Here you have function F1,
Okay.
F2. Just press F5. Let me see whether it will run it. That is the shortcut. F and 5. That is on the function section, not F and 5. Oh, you are not pressing F and 5. If you check where you have F1, F2, F3, there's the button called F5. Is it not there? It's not there. You go with the option you
But
normally
my own has F5. My
Oh,
own has a volume button on top there.
on top. Okay. There is, if you can hold on. Anyway, just try and navigate. You have been running it now. You ran different macro before. So which button do you normally, you just take your time to locate it.
Okay, I've seen the one.
That is it. Okay, so
Welcome to yes.
So it's working now. Now let's go to Excel now and create your button so that we can move on. Go to Excel now so that you can create your button. Just cancel that.
Now.
Yeah, okay, cancel this message. Cancel this message. Just click on cancel. Yeah, go back to Excel now. Go back to Excel properly now. Go back to Excel. Go back to Excel properly. Remember how to. Good. Oh yeah, create a button. Go to insert. Go to insert. Insert. Then click on shapes. Shapes. Click on shapes. Shapes. Yes, click on shapes. All right, then pick any shape. Just pick like rectangle or circle. Just pick anyone at the top. Those first one at the top. Just pick anyone from there. Or yeah, click and drag to open it up. Just open it up. Open it up very well. Let it be bigger than this. If possible. Okay. Now you have to go and increase it manually. Let's increase it because we want to write text on it. Okay, good. Still expand it, expand it, expand it, expand it, expand it. Okay, so just right click, just right only click. We don't need to waste time. Just double click on it. Double click and write, double click and type. Just double click. Oh yeah, type. Don't worry, type. Just type click. Let me see if it's going to come out. Just type click. Good. Just type click. Don't write plenty words. Oh yeah, click outside. You're supposed to increase it if you can do that, but because of time. Now, right click on it, right click on it, right click on that shape. Now you can see assign macro under. Yes, click on it. Then the list, I think you have just one macro. That is the name. Select the name from the drop down there, from the list. You have just one macro, which is welcome to something there. No, not there. Look at the box now. Yes, click on it, tap it. You have just one macro. Yes, click good and click OK. Click OK, click OK. Then Control S, then step out. Control S, then click outside. Just leave the object. Just click outside first. Now, Oya, go and hover on it. Go and touch it. Don't click. Good. Oya, click. Click. Let's say, click. No, you are not right clicking. You are clicking as if you want to execute the command you created. Go outside and come back. Click outside. Once you get there, you can see your hand. Just click. Perfect. So that
Okay,
is it.
welcome to.
Yes.
Okay.
So which means that you have successfully connected the back end
The
code
boats.
to
Okay.
this.
Okay,
All
let
right.
me adjust the other one. Thanks, sir.
No. Okay. So let's continue. Let's take one more. So this is just to we have just refreshed ourselves on what we did before, and we have just added one task, which is how to attach our macro or VBA tags to a button. So let's also look at function, which is part of what we did last time. I'm actually recapping because I know that it's like that session, it has been a while, and I don't know if we're having network issue. So we'll also talk about function procedures, how to write function in VBA. We started by describing or defining function as a block of VBA code that perform calculation. So you can see the keyword here. So in case you want to differentiate function from sub procedure, function can perform calculation. Sub procedure cannot perform calculation. They can only be used to write a task, just like we just saw now. We were able to program just to tell user or just to alert, welcome to Digital Z Hub. So function can perform calculation and also return a value. That is, when it performs the calculation, the answer can be returned that we can see. So what are some of the key features of function that we talk about? We talk about that function, they are used for calculation or logical operations. They are used for calculation or logical operations. So we are going to work with function very well. Then we also said that function must return a value. So when you write a VBA function and it does not return a calculated value, then you have not written the function. We also mentioned that function can be used in a Excel formula. That was what led to what we saw in Mr. Joseph's previous work. So we also talk about the syntax of declaring a function. So just to use example at once instead of explaining the syntax first. So let me just create one example. And here we want to create a simple function that can sum up two values. A simple function that can sum up two values. So I'm going to use a different function from the one we did the other time so that it doesn't look as if we are repeating what we did 100% because I actually have 3 different functions, but I only use one in that class. So let me use another one. So let's say we are to create a function. So I'm going to use a comment. Don't forget this represent comment. So we are to create a VBA what function? Sorry. VBA function to add 2 numbers. To add 2 numbers. So that is the task. So when you are creating function, you need to acknowledge the type of data. You see, when we are working with sub, we did not talk about what data type. So that is why after this topic now, we will not take our time to understand data type. But I don't think we should be having issue with that because all the way from Python, we have already learned some of these things. So to declare a function in VBA, you have to start by declaring the keyword, which is constant, just like the way you started with what sub, which was the constant there. So you start with what function, keyword, and then followed by the name of the function based on the task, based on the calculation that I want with the function. That should generate the name. So I'm creating a function that will add 2 what? 2 numbers. So I will say what? This function is addition function. So I can say what? Addition. Let me not use capital letter so that when I want to call it, okay, let me use it. Let me use it. So add numbers. So let's say what? Add num. So you have to create the function, the bracket, the parenthesis bracket. Then after that, you need to capture the function parameters. Parameter here represents like a container, which could be a variable that you are declaring that is here to receive the values. So you are just like creating the container first that you are going to pass in the value as inputs. So, and each of these variables you are creating at this level, you need to have known the type of value that they are going to receive in order for you to acknowledge the right data type. So I'll say that we are to create a function that will add 2 numbers. So which means that the 2 numbers must be, first of all, captured in different variable. So I will say, for example, the first number will be stored in what? Variable A. And I have to tell VBA that what? This variable is going to hold an integer. So I will say what? As integer. As integer. Sorry, I'm not supposed to press enter. As what? Integer. So what we are saying is that what? I have created an empty container that is expected to receive what? Integer. So each time you declare a variable inside your function, you must tell VBA the type of value that variable is going to receive. Then you put a comma. Remember, we talked about 2 different words. Value are to be added together. That is a task. So here I have declared the first variable and the type of data is going to hold. I put a comma. I will say variable B as another integer. So that one will also be what? Integer. That one will also be integer. And then I can now end the parenthesis what? Brackets. Please let me get a feedback whether you understand it to where I am now first. At least from one person. I hope this explanation is clear.
Sorry, sir. Please, can you go through again? Sorry.
Okay. Now, what we are saying is that we are looking at function what? Declaration syntax or method. Here is the keyword, is a constant that you must, observe to show that you are initiating a function. Here is a name that can be any name so long it's not a keyword in the program. But here I engineered this name because of the task. Because what is the task here in my comment? In my comment, the task says that I am to create a function I'm to create a VBA function to add two numbers. So now you open this bracket, then you are now creating two variables that are expected to hold the two number before you use the two number to perform the arithmetic calculation. So the first thing I did is to declare that this is going to be one of those variables, and the value that variable we hold is going to be an integer. Remember that in programming, the word integer means what? Whole number. Now, we also created this. I added a comma to show that I'm done with what? The first variable and the type of data is going to hold. Then I now supply the next variable and also specify the type of data is going to hold as integer. So I hope that is clear now, sir. Is it clear? Madam, all
Yes.
okay. Now, once you are done with this, you come out here, then the function itself need to be acknowledged. The type
Sorry,
of
sir. Sorry. My question is, I understood the explanation. So if it's more than,
2.
let's say I want to add 100 numbers, am I going to declare them one after the other, the type of variable one after the other?
Okay, you are considering this. Yes, sir, you are going to do that for now. For now. But when we get to loop or control structure, then you can use loop to generate those numbers instead of you declaring each variable. But at this moment, you have to create everything, sir.
Okay.
So now I was trying to say that the whole of this, the function itself, you have to come here and say as integer also outside the function like this. You have to come here and then you press enter. Now, the moment you press enter, you will now call the name of the function and then supply the variable, the value. Supply the value. Remember what we did the other time? So what I'm going to do here now is to say we are to add, so this is, you now come here and call the name exactly the way it is here, which is what? This. So let me copy it and paste it to avoid error. Control C, and then come here and what? Paste it. Now, this is where you want to perform the calculation. Here, you just acknowledge them. Then you now equate them to what? To the same variable A. Then the operator that comes in here, if it is plus, that is what will determine the calculation. You can put times here, you can put minus here, but what we are asked to do is just what? Addition. So after this, in VBA, whenever a function is declared, that function must be called. Function is not like other data type that you will just run, like that one we did. Now we have to acknowledge, we have to go and call it, but now we have created it. As a matter of fact, we have created the function and we have supplied the function, but when we are calling the function, that is where we will not supply the value. Right now, A does not have value. B does not have value. The reason is that I am reserving supplying the value from when I'm calling the function. So I will not go to a cell and call the function, but you have programmed the function here. So going to a cell now, you can run it here first to see if you have it created. What are we getting? I'm supposed to have, let me confirm it here first before we go to Excel to find out. Okay, so since it doesn't throw any error, let's go to Excel and do something. So let's say in Excel, I type, remember that it will not run because you have not called it. It will not run because you have not called it. So I'm coming to Excel now. Let's assume that I have this here. This is price. I'm just trying to make it more professional. So we have let's say we have a laptop. We have laptop. So let's say here is prices. Then we have
let's say here, item. I'm just trying to make it look real. So here, let's say we have 900. And then here I have another item, let's say VDU, and the VDU maybe is 800. Now, that program, that function that you created in VBA, you are going to say that this should be for A, Y this should be for B. So you are creating, this is where you are adding the function. So I can now come here and say equals to, if that function has been created, we should be able to see the name. Once I type AD, you see the name of the function here. So you can see this is a function name. Once you open it up, you will not type the parameters. You will not call this is for the what? The A. You put a comma, while this is for the B. And then you press enter. It will give you the word, the summation. So this is just like you have just created your sum function, the way you usually call sum, like this when you want to add. Now you have your own manufactured what? Function. So you may no longer be depending on a set sum function because you have your own function. I don't know if anybody understands it. Is it clear? Let me get a response, please.
Yes.
Okay, so let me give us 5 minutes to perform exactly what I do, or what I did, and then we can now proceed to okay, just before that, you can also, before that, so that you can do both of them at the same time, we can also create a button that we want them to click to see. So I can come here and do the same thing. I want us to be familiar with this button stuff because we work with it a lot when we start working with a complex data structure. So let's say what? I can just name this what? Total. I will just name this total. So let me format it. Let me format this. So I want to align. Let me see. Okay. Let me format it to make it look more presentable. So let's say you are creating a dashboard and each time you want to see the total, you don't want that to be visible. You don't want some of these things to be visible, but you are attaching button that once you want to see it, you click. Let's say this button is to trigger the addition of this. Remember that that is what we have. So now I will right click on it and then assign what? Macro. So the name of the macro, we will not be able to get it like this because this is a function. We will not be able to get it because we have to call it. So let me leave that is for sub. So so let me allow us to perform this task quickly so that we can move to the next one. So if you don't mind, who is sharing screen so that I can monitor what is happening? Why
want to create a VBA function to add two numbers. So
Mr. Joseph, sorry, I wasn't hearing you before. I hope you have done it.
can you hear me now?
Yes, very well, very well. I hear you.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
I'm
sorry.
no
I
longer
wasn't
seeing your.
hearing any.
Okay, I'm not also seeing your screen now.
Okay, let me share.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, let me share it again. Um, um, okay, so I'm not sure. All right, so we want to create a VBA function to add two numbers. So the function is add number. That is the function name we want to create. So we first of all declare the variable type. So they are both integers. So A as integer, comma, B as integer, then close the brackets, all of them as integers. Then the operation we want to do is that is the name of the function, which is add number, should be equal to A plus B, then N the function. So we'll now go to, but there was something you did to check whether the thing has recorded.
Okay, so yes, it has actually recorded. That is, you run it here. If you run it and it does not throw any error, then you'll be sure that the function has been registered. Then you know functions will not run until you call them. So once you run it like this, good. Instead of throwing error, it's showing you this. That means you are good. So just cancel it. You go to Excel now. Go to Excel and create where you create the values you want to sum up. Let's go to Excel now. Hey, madam, hope you are doing something. No, we are coming on you very soon. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's say you want to use that function to add 900 and 800. So you click where you want the answer to be displayed. Okay. Now equals to as normal rule. Then type the first two letters of that your function name that you created in VBA. What is the name? Now check whether the name is here. Is it here?
Hold on.
You must find, if it's not here, that means it was not acknowledged. So that is how you can easily know.
No, it's not here. It's
What?
add number.
Add number, that is what you use, right? Add number.
Yes.
Go up, let's take it together. I don't think we have anything called add number here. So let's go back to your VBA then. That means the function has not been acknowledged. Wait to check very well. Oh. Let it not be that. Okay, add number. Can you type it in full? Type more letter. Type more letter. Let's see whether it will filter it out. Try typing. Okay, it's not here. It's not here. At least by now you will have seen it. So let's go back and check. Let's go and check. Let's go and check. Let's go back and check to the VBA. Now, what you do now, highlight the entire code, as in select the entire code and run it. Because that time you run, it's possible that it has not acknowledged the whole of this code because of the other ones you have at the top. Just highlight everything, then click on that run icon again. It's not highlighting?
Okay. No, it's not highlighting.
Oh yeah, click, as if you want to write. Click as if you want to type. It's not also clicking.
No.
What is happening? It's supposed to allow you to click as if you want to modify. Because what is happening is that the whole of that
It's
function
not
has not,
even.
the whole of that function have not been registered. That is the issue. The function
Yeah, the
is
key is not.
mm,
It's not even doing anything.
is it hanging?
Okay, maybe you can look at Madam's own while I try to sort out the.
Okay. So, Mother, please let's come on your screen.
Okay.
You have to be saying what you are doing. You are the one teaching now. You cannot just be working. Just be telling us what you are trying to
Sir?
achieve.
I say you have to be teaching us, be telling us what you are doing.
Okay.
The floor is up to you
Now I
now.
want to do the calculation, but
Okay.
the function now, I didn't capture it. I don't know whether I'm right or not.
Okay.
Then,
Let's start from your VBA. Let's go to the VBA and confirm whether the syntax is correct.
this thing now. Oh, sure. Okay. Can you see it now? So look
What
at
is the
it.
name? What is the name of your function?
Add num. It's correct.
What is the name of your function?
Add num. Add num.
Okay. Now, have you run the code to confirm that there's no error?
No error.
Okay, yeah, let's go back to Excel now. Let's go to Excel. Let's go to Excel.
Okay. Then you first. Mm. Sir, please, I'm confused. Plus, I should click on plus or what?
No, now, where do you want the addition to take place? Where do you want the result? Where do you,
Here.
oh yeah, click. Oh yeah, what I'm seeing there is add what? I'm seeing something
Add
like,
the function.
no, delete it. That is not where to write it. Delete it first. Delete that one first.
Okay.
Oh yeah, go to write equals to. The way, if you want to write function, you must always start
Okay.
with equals to. Oh yeah, type
Okay.
type
Before
A.
the
Yes. Oh yeah, type A first. Let's see whether the name of that function will come out.
okay.
Is
It's have already at show. Yes.
is it there? Oh yeah, click on it. Click on it. No, let's open a bracket. Open a bracket. Open a bracket.
Oh, see me. Uh-huh.
Open a bracket. Open a bracket. Bracket is a function now. Open a bracket.
I've opened the brackets now.
No. Add number before you open bracket equals to add number before you open bracket.
Okay. Look at it, sir.
800.
Good.
Okay.
Thank
Oh,
you, Jare, Mr.
see me. I don't eat for
Press
enter.
Close
enter.
it.
Don't worry, you have got to your answer. How about Mr. Joseph? Is he all
Thank
ready
you.
now? Mr. Joseph, if your own is ready, you say you want to sort it out.
No, the system is still hang. Don't worry. I will
Okay.
sort it out.
Okay. Please just give me. All right. So now that is the end of the revision of what we have learned before now. So let's quickly look at introduction to the new topic. Probably we continue from there. Next class, that is wherever we stop. So we want to look at variable declaration of variables in VBA, variable in VBA. Let me use comment to explain that. Variable in VBA. Now, from Python, we were taught that variables are containers which are used to hold values. Variables are containers which are used to hold values. Now, the same thing, you might need some value to write some app in VBA. So we need to, first of all, acknowledge those values in variables. And if you remember when I was explaining variables in Python, I told us that there is no programmer that can actually work without variable, because variable help us to introduce external value or data into the program memory so that we can use them to program. Right? So how do we define variable, and what is the how do we denote variable in, or how do we represent variable in VBA? Variables are represented in VBA with what we call what? Dim or dim. That dim represents dimension, So just to define it properly, you can say in Excel VBA, the dim or the dim statement is used for explicitly declaring variables. So we use it to initiate variable. So anytime you want to create variable, like as we can see here, we created variable in function. But if we want to create them outside the function and use them inside the function, that will become global variable. But this one, they are local variable, because local variable can only be used within the function. So, like I was saying, variable and their data type. So we have talked about data type also. We need to know that variable is a container which we introduce or which we create to hold values within the program. And then we need to also know that these values that are stored in this variable need to be recognized differently. That will now take us to the data type. Now, just to look at the variable definition fully, consider a variable is a name.
storage, location, used to store data temporarily while a VBA program run. Let me repeat that definition. A variable is a named storage location used to store data temporarily while a VBA program runs. You just like when we say temporary, because a variable have what we call lifespan. Once the program has executed it, then the variable deletes its value. So that is why we use the word temporarily. So once you store a value in a variable, just like when we outputted that function now, the moment you execute it and you got that value, that 1,700, the cycle of that variable has ended, except you run it again. So variables are for holding data temporarily when the program is running. So think of it as a container that holds value, where, for example, we have a name that holds my name. So name is a variable. We have age that holds or that store a number, my age, while the name will store a text, which is string. And then I can also create a variable that will store the calculation, probably in calculation of value in two or more different variable. So if we look at the syntax is the structure. How do we declare variable in VBA? We start by saying what? Dim, like I told us, followed by the variable name, followed by the variable what? Name. And then we have to specify the data type. So you now say what? As data type. So we have even touched a bit of it with what we have done. So this is a syntax. Anytime you declare a variable, you must specify the data type. That is what we are saying. You must specify the data type. So it's not just declaring it. And that was what we followed when we were executing this function. When I said a variable in a function as integer. So you can see that I was actually adhering to that word principle. Now, let's look at common variable data type. Common variable data type. Common variable data types. Common variable data types. You know, right now you have already know integer. So let's study other ones quickly. Let's study other ones. So now, so let's take the one after the other. So I will just have, you can just rule a table from your end. On one side, you write, let me see if I can portray it here. So you rule a table, write data type, then you space again what they are used for, and then used for, and then examples. So we'll look at some examples. All right, so under our data type, we are starting with integer. We are starting with integer. What is integer used for? Integer is used for whole number, holding whole number, or let's say what? Whole numbers. So integer means what? Whole numbers. And then example of it is 70. So long it does not have a decimal unit, it is what? An integer. So I go down, I'm still writing. The next type is long. So in VBA, you are going to see that we are introducing some that we did not capture when we're working with Python. Now, we have long, and long is used for large whole number, large whole number, large whole number, large whole numbers. So example of this, when you have something like this, let's say 500, that's 500,000. So this is a large number. So in VBA, when the number is large like this, you can represent its data type as what? As long instead of using what? Integer. So still on it, we have double. We have double. And what is double used for? Decimal. So this still align with how we know it in Python. Decimal numbers. So example of it, where you have like 45.5. Once it carry decimal unit, that is a float or double, remember. Now, the next one is Boolean. Boolean is used for true, or the value for it could be what? Just true, as we know it to be in Python. Boolean has just two values, either true or what? False. And what is it used for? It's used for, we can just put true there just to test if the information is true or not. Then we have string. String is test. And what is it used for? It's used for, we can use it for Excel, just for Excel purpose. We already know that string is a test. Then the next one is dates. So we have date. All these are data type that we work with in Excel VBA. So as we continue, anytime I use them, you understand why I'm using them. So date, we have it used for date, and then slash what? Time. So we have date and time. Then example of this is, we can just say 01 slash 0 slash 2026. Then we have another one, which is variance. In VBA, we have a data type called what? Variant. So variant is used for any type. That is what? Any data type. Any type. That's what it means. Any data type. So it can be a string, can be in the combination of, in Python, we have it as a complex data type. So here we refer to it as what? Variant. That is what is vary. Then we have the example of it as any value. We have example of it as any value. Example of it as what? Any value. All right. So these are the various data type that we work with in VBA. So I will just do a few examples before we end the section. Now, the example I want to give here is to illustrate the variable concept using the sub procedure. So you can see how we are reflecting what we have learned. So now I'm going to use sub procedure to create an alert box that can display my name. But I am going to store my name in a variable. But the one we displayed the other time wasn't stored in a variable. So let's look at this example. Example here is create an alert box to output my name, right? To output my name. So the syntax is, remember the sub procedure, sub, then the name is what? Let's say variable example. Let's say variable example, that is the name, variable example, and I'm using Pascal case, where the beginning letter of each of the words will start with capital letter, while the rest will be what? Lowercase. Now, I will come down here. Remember that has given me the closing section of my sub. Now, I will now use the variable declaration keyword, which is what? The dime now. This is actually, and then I will say name as, remember the syntax, each time you are declaring a variable, you must tell us the type of value that will be stored in that variable. So I am creating a variable that will store my name, and I'm also specifying the type of data from the data type we just explained now. So it's going to be what? String, because my name is string. Then I will go down and then call the name of that variable, then pass in the value. So I will say name equals to, then because it's a string, I'll put it in the string notation. Then after this, I will now output it with what? Alert. Remember that this is not a function. So remember the syntax ms what? G, and then boss is case sensitive. Please remember we just find that. Then just space and call the name of the variable like this. So if I run this code now, it's going to alert my name. So let me highlight the whole of this to be sure that this is what I am asking the VBA to execute. So if I run this, you see that what? It output my name. Or I can go to Excel just like we did, and then create a button, and then use it to output the name. So I can just say what? Click to see my name, right? So I can modify it if I want. Click to see my name. And then I'll select the object, right click, assign macro, and then this is the name of the macro. I click OK, Control S, then go outside, hover on it, click, and then you output it. So with this, I can say, okay, I want to output two of my names, not just one. So I go back here and I will update. So which means that I will now come here again and say what? Dim, then maybe that one was, let's say middle name, name as a string also. As a string, then you must also come down here and call that name middle, because you have to assign the name and space, middle, space, then, sorry, equals to. So my middle name is Eloho. My middle name is Eloho and it's a string. And then I have to also come here and use another word, message alert box, Control C, just to copy, and then I'll change here to what? Middle. That is what we are going to, and allow us to end this class. Okay, so now I have to re-execute the block of code by, let me re-acknowledge everything and then click again, right? So you can see that once you click OK, it will output the second. If I go to Excel now, let me use the same button and click. There's the first name. Once I tap OK, it will display the second name.
Sorry, sir.
Okay, sir. I'm with you, sir. Go ahead.
Your network was not, I wasn't hearing you.
I'm really sorry about
I
that.
said for most of the things you've explained, you might need to re-explain because your
Network
voice was dragging.
Okay. Okay, though the video will be available for us to go through because we are rounding up now. So let me just see if I can run through it briefly. But when you get the video, I believe it will sync better. So let me just confirm. I hope you are hearing me now well. Are you hearing me? Is it better now? Mr. Joseph, is my voice good now? Is the sound good now before I proceed? So that I will explain again. It's as if we are still having
Yes.
Okay. So what I am trying
Yeah, it's
to
better.
illustrate, here is what we have explained, which is what variable and its data types. So what we have done here is that, you will get the full recording. I think the explanation will be there, but let me still try if you can hear me now. So what I was trying to do here is that we're only trying to, we are trying to understand how we can use this variable that we denote with dim. So here I am using sub procedure, not function. So we are already used to sub procedure that you declare the sub keyword and then the variable, the procedure name, which is now variable example, can be any name. And then remember the structure. Then here I am declaring a variable. That is why I started with what? Dim. And then I supply the name of that variable. And I also define the type of data that will be thrown in there. Just like I told us that whenever you create a variable, you must specify the data type. That was what led to the explanation of this, so that as I use this string now, you now understand where string is coming from. So this string shows that we want to keep tests, want to store text in this variable, right? Then here I declared another variable and I name it middle. And I also store string. If it is number you want to store, you name it. If it is date you want to store. That is why I highlighted all these various types. Then after declaring, here you just declared the empty container. Here is where you are supplying the value. This is where you are storing the value. And this is where you are alerting the value. I hope it's clear, sir. Mr.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So please, I have to stop here. I have another assignment. So we'll continue. Next week I have a church program every second week of every second Saturday of every month. So we'll look at, I don't know, I will chat Mr. Joseph up maybe during the week to see if we can slot the class any week like this, that I will not be available on Saturday, whether during the week we can do early in the morning. I think Mrs. Oyikosi does not have issue with that. So I'll chat you up, Mr. Joseph, on that.
So I have issue with morning class during the week.
Okay, we will discuss it. We'll discuss.
If
Maybe
you
we'll
are to
just
change it, let it be in the evening, please. The
okay.
morning class.
Okay,
I
all
don't
right. No,
normally be available.
just every because right now it's not starting because I'm the one that is heading the program in my church. So every second Saturday is challenging for me. It's one of those reasons why I even shift the program. But let's see what we can do. I will reach out to both of us. We'll talk in the group. All right. Have a nice weekend. See you in the next class. So your assignment
Bye.
is to, when you get the video, please create as many variable. Try and verify this, please.
Okay.